Charitamrita we discussed also from Skanda Puran. There is another aspect of Lord Jagannath's pastime that has been described by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati on the occasion of Ratha Jatra in Calcutta, in the All India Radio, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a discourse. Those days there was no TV, radio was the TV, radio programs. So in that radio program, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur described about Krishna becoming, or how Krishna became Lord. In Skanda Puran, we find that Krishna or Jagannath, Lila Madhav, told King Indrabhuti that don't think that this form of mine is incomplete. I am present in this form, I am eternally present in this form in the spiritual. So Krishna, this form of Lord Jagannath is not an incomplete form. It is his eternal. And in this form, he is present, eternally present in the spiritual. So where is he present in this form? That is being described by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. That one day the queens approached Mother Rohini. The queens of Dwarka. How many queens are there in Dwarka? 16,108. So the 16,108 queens approached Mother Rohini and asked him, you are in Vrindavan, in Krishna Balaram's days. So what is there in Vrindavan that Krishna is so attracted to? Krishna is so attracted to Vrindavan that we notice that during the daytime, Krishna is always so absent-minded, as if Krishna's mind is somewhere else. And we can presume where Krishna's mind is. Krishna's mind is in Vrindavan. Although Krishna's body is in Dwarka, but Krishna's mind is in Vrindavan. And at night also we notice that in his sleep, Krishna goes to Vrindavan. During the day, his mind is in Vrindavan, and at night, Krishna goes to Vrindavan. And he calls out, because we hear Krishna telling, O Mother Jashoda, Om Nanda Maharaj, Om Dauji, Balaram. He calls them in this way and speaks to them. Sometimes he calls his friends, Sudam, Siddham, Vashudam, Bodhisattva. Sometimes he calls his cows. Sometimes he calls the gopis. He Radhe, Lalite, Vishakhi. And so they wondered what is there in Vrindavan that Krishna is so attractive. He is so attractive that he is always there. Although physically he is not there, but his mind is always there. And since Mother Rohini was there, actually in Dwarka, only Mother Rohini and Balaram were with Krishna in Vrindavan. Devaki was not there, Vasudeva was not there. So only person available in Dwarka who knew about Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes was Mother Rohini. So Balaram's mother. because Mother Rohini was in the custody of Nanda Maharaj. Mother Rohini is one of the queens of Vasudha. One is Devaki. Devaki was the principal queen, and Rohini was another. And so they approached Rohini. Mother Rohini said, look, I will tell you about Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes only when Krishna and Balaram won't be here. Because if Krishna Balaram gets to hear about Vrindavan pastimes, I don't know what will happen. So I don't want to take any risk. So when Krishna and Balaram won't be there, only then I will tell you about Krishna's Vrindavan. What Krishna did in Vrindavan. What is there in Vrindavan. Who are there in Vrindavan. What Krishna is to do in Vrindavan. So they all were waiting when Krishna and Balaram would go somewhere. And one day the opportunity came. Krishna and Balaram went out of Dwarka. So, taking advantage of that opportunity, the queens approached Mother Rohini. Said, please, now that Krishna Balaram is not here, please tell us about Krishna's Braja Lila. So Mother Rohini said, okay. So they all gathered together in one room, must have been a big hall, to accommodate 16,000. And that's also not 16,108, but 16,000 queens. You can't just make them sit on the floor. You need some special arrangement for them. They have to have proper thrones. And we can well imagine what kind of sound system. And they kept Subhadra at the doorway. And Subhadra, no trespassers will be allowed here. Don't allow anybody to come in. Because nobody is qualified to listen to Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. Actually, Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes is so elevated that even in Dwarka, one is not supposed to hear. It's kept as a secret even from the residents of Dwarka. Even the queens were not aware of that. It's so exalted, Krishna's Vrindavan pastime. So no unqualified people will be allowed to enter in that field to hear. So Subhadra was guarding the gate. And Mother Rohini started to describe Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. What Krishna did as a little boy, little child. One day, Mother Jashoda was baby Krishna, Mother Jashoda was taking care of Krishna. And then how Putana came as a beautiful woman. And Putana wanted to breastfeed Krishna. But Putana actually came to kill Krishna. And what did Krishna do? While sucking her breast, Krishna actually sucked Putana's life out of her. And Putana died, assuming gigantic. Then another day, Trinavarta came, like a whirlwind, and how Mother Jashoda took care of, how Mother Jashoda was taking care of Krishna at that time. And Krishna felt that now this demon is coming in the form of a whirlwind, tornado. And if Mother Jashoda is there, if I am still on Mother Jashoda's lap, then the wind will carry, this wind demon, Trinavarta, will carry Mother Jashoda also. So what did Mother Jashoda do? What did Krishna do? Krishna became so heavy that Mother Jashoda could keep Krishna on earth. So she just placed Krishna on the ground, and then she went to take care of something. In the meantime, Trinavarta came and took Krishna away. And how Krishna, just by placing his arm around Trinavarta's neck, killed him. Trinavarta took Krishna way up, high up in the sky. And his idea was that from that height he would drop Krishna and the child will die. But the problem with the demons that they don't understand who Krishna is. That's why they dare to become inimical towards him. But when the demons become inimical towards Krishna, then what happens? They get killed. Putana came to kill Krishna, Trinavarta came to kill Krishna. What happened to both of them? They died. And how did Krishna kill Trinavarta? Such a terrible demon that even the demigods could not deal with it. They were so powerful. But Krishna, just by placing his little arm around his neck, and as he tried to drop him, what Krishna did? Krishna tightened his arm around the neck. The more he tried to drop Krishna, release Krishna, the more Krishna's grip became tighter and tighter. Now can you imagine a hand like a vice around your neck, and it is becoming tighter and tighter and tighter? What will happen? You won't be able to breathe. And that's what happened to Trinavarta. He couldn't breathe. And as a result of that, from that height, he fell. And that also, he fell on a large piece of stone. Falling from that height on a piece of stone. If he landed on a small ground, soft ground, then probably it would have been so bad. But falling on that stone, his body was smashed up. So in this way, Krishna was performing his pastime. And also sometimes what Krishna would do, little Krishna, he would play by holding onto the tails of the calf. And when Krishna would hold on to the tail of the calf would become afraid. And the calf would run. And Krishna will have a joyride holding on to the tail of the calf. So Krishna would be dragged through the courtyard by the calf. And sometimes Krishna's friends, headed by Balaram, complained to Mother Jashoda that Krishna was eating mud. And Mother Jashoda asked Krishna, why are you eating mud? Then Krishna said, I didn't eat mud. Mother Jashoda said, is Balaram lying? He said, yes, he is lying. I had a fight with him today, and in order to get back at me, he is complaining to me. Mother Jashoda said, okay, let me see, open your mouth. And Krishna, like a obedient boy, opened his mouth And what did Mother Jashoda see? Mother Jashoda saw the entire creation with all the innumerable universe, with all their demigods, with all the inhabitants, within the mouth of Krishna. So, in this way, Mother Rohini was describing Krishna's childhood pastimes, boyhood pastimes, what Krishna did with his cowherd boys, what Krishna did with the gopis. So when Mother Rohini was describing Krishna's pastimes in this way, Krishna and Balaram just appeared. And Subhadra saw Krishna and Balaram. So she should have warned them, Krishna Balaram is coming. Watch out. But she couldn't speak because hearing Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, she became so overwhelmed with emotion that her voice choked. Her voice choked. She tried to speak. She couldn't speak. No sound came out of her voice. So unable to warn them that Krishna Balaram came, she stopped Krishna Balaram from entering into the room. She blocked the door. And Krishna Balaram couldn't enter because Subhadra was blocking the way. And standing there, they were hearing. They were in our pastimes. And just by hearing those Vrindavan pastimes, while hearing Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, Krishna assumed this form. You see, Krishna's emotions and Krishna's form are identical. He was feeling such intense of ecstasy and separation. He was hearing about all these residents of Vrindavan who were so dear to him. And now he has become separated from them. Now he is in Dwarka. He can't go to Vrindavan. And Krishna became so overwhelmed with emotion that he just wanted to embrace those devotees. So his hands were stretched forward. And Krishna's face lit up with a beautiful smile. Oh my friends, where are you? And Krishna's eyes became large like two fully blown lotuses, with a desire to see them. So in this way, Krishna became Jagannatha. Jagannath is Krishna in ecstasy, hearing about his Vrindavan. Jagannath is Krishna who is yearning to go to Vrindavan to be with his devotees. His hands are stretched forward, the desire to embrace them. And seeing Jagannath in that way, Balaram also became Krishna. He also assumed that beautiful form. And Subhadra also induced by the same mode. Although she was not in Vrindavan, but hearing about Vrindavan and seeing Krishna, Subhadra also became. And then, only thing is that Krishna and Balaram's hands were straight forward with a desire to embrace his devotees, whereas Subhadra's arms went with him because she was feeling so guilty Oh, I stopped Krishna and Balaram with my hands. So this is how Krishna is eternally present in Dwarka. Krishna of Dwarka yearning to go to Dwarka. And this mood has been very beautifully displayed by Chaitanya. As I briefly discussed the other day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, during the Jagannatha chariot festival, he was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot. And he was singing one song. He was singing one song which sounded like a romantic love song. A young girl saying, Ja Komara Haro Sha Evo Hi Varasta Eva Chaitra Khapas Techon Milito Malati Sura Gaura Kadamba Sha Chaivashmi Tathapi Tatra Surato Vyaparo Lila Vitho Deva Rodoshi Veto Shintobutari Chetu Shobutari Jo Kumara Haro Kumar Kumari means Hindi also Kumari. So when I was a Kumari, when I was a young maiden, the one who stole my heart, the same person saw Eguhi Barasta. The same person is now the Lord of us. That means now he is here. The same person has come. I thought I got the same person. And we are together. And it's the same night of Chaitra. Chaitra month is the month of spring, Vasanta. Falgun and Chaitra. These are the 2 months of spring. Springtime is noted for its amorous influence. In springtime, people become affected by desire to unite with the lover. Vasanta is actually a month when Cupid becomes very active. Kamdev becomes very active. So it's the same springtime night. Chaitra Kapas Te Chon Milito Malati Surabhayo Prouda Padambai. And the Anila, the wind, this gentle breeze is blowing from the direction of the Kadamba tree, carrying the flowers of Malati flowers, carrying the fragrance of the Malati flowers. And Sachaivashmi, that I am the same lover who is very expert in loving demons. Surato Vyaparo, Surato means love affair. Vyaparo, Lila Vitho. Very expert in his love affairs. But still, my heart is not satisfied. Although I got him, although the setup is so conducive to loving exchange, and we are together after such a long separation, he is my Lord, but my heart is yearning. Mono me, no, I'm sorry, সুরত ব্যাপার রেবা রোধসী বেতসী তবে চেত সমুৎকণ্ঠ. চেত সমুৎকণ্ঠতে, my heart is yearning to go to the bank of the river Reva under the Betasi. So Mahaprabhu was singing that song, but nobody could understand why he was singing this song. Just like if somebody all of a sudden starts to sing one film song in front of Jagannatha's chariot, how will you feel? That's not right. So everyone was surprised why Mahaprabhu was singing that song. Only Sadhu Damodar knew why Mahaprabhu was singing. Because Sadhu Damodar was Mahaprabhu's very, very intimate essence. Then the Ratha Yatra was over, and one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Rupa Goswami. At that time, Rupa Goswami went to the ocean to take bath. And while waiting, Mahaprabhu saw that a palm leaf was stuck on the ceiling. So he pulled out this leaf and he saw, with beautiful handwriting, a poetry has been written. And that poetry read, Priya Soayam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Milita. Dear friend, O Sakhi, I met Krishna again in Kurukshetra. Radharani, my dear friend, I met Krishna again in Kurukshetra. And I am the same Radha. Priya Soayam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra. Tathapyanta Sa Radha Sa Choibashmi Sa Radha Tadidam Ubhayo Sangama Sukha. And I am that same Radha. I met him. And we are naturally very delighted to meet each other. Sangama Sukha. Tathapyanta Khelan Madhura Murali Panchama Jushe Bas Monome Kalindi Pulino Vipinaya Spivaya. That my heart is yearning to go to the bank of Kalindi, Jamuna, Vipinaya, in the forest of Vrindavan. Kalindi Pulino Vipinaya. And my heart is yearning to hear Madhura Murali Panchama Jushe, Krishna's sweet flute, Krishna's flute vibrating the fifth note in the most beautiful. So Mahaprabhu saw that and he was quite surprised. Because now you can see the link. What was Mahaprabhu singing? Ja Komara Hara. Rupa Goswami actually explained that. What was the meaning? Why Mahaprabhu singing? Ja Komara Hara, one who stole my heart. Whose heart? Radharani's heart. Who stole? Krishna. And now we met again. Where did we meet? Kurukshetra Milita. We met in Kurukshetra. Do you remember on what occasion they met in Kurukshetra? Solar eclipse. After the solar eclipse, they got to know that Krishna was there, so they just went to meet Krishna. So, Kurukshetra Militas, Sajo Ibashmi, I am the same Radha. And we are naturally very happy. Tadidam ubhayam sangama sukham. We are delighted. We are so wonderfully relishing our union again. But still, tathapat khelan madhura murali panchamudushi monome khelan madhura murali panchamudushi. My heart is yearning to listen to the sound of Krishna's flute, vibrating, beautifully sounding. And where do I want to go? Kalindi Pulina Vipinaya. In the forest, Reva Rodhashi Betoshi Tolutara. There he said that on the bank of the Reva river. But here he is saying that Kalindi Pulina Vipinaya. So when Rupa Goswami came, Mahaprabhu affectionately slapped him on and embraced him. He said, how did you get to know my heart? How did you find out what was in my heart? The other day when I was singing that, how did you find out? And you wrote the actual meaning, actual purpose of that. So in this way, Rupa Goswami was blessed by Chaitanya. Not only that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then took that and showed it to Sarvadam. And he told Sarvadam, Sarvadam, how did you find out about my life? What is going on in my life? And Sarvadam said, who can ever understand you unless you reveal it? So you must have very mercifully revealed your heart to Rupa. Therefore, Rupa could understand. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also pointed out who is this Krishna, who is this Jagannath. Jagannath is Dwarkesh Krishna, Krishna of Dwarka, who made the Brajavasis in Kurukshetra, and Radharani was not satisfied. Radharani was not satisfied. Radharani was thinking that the Krishna, our Krishna, the Krishna that I know, is a cowherd boy. But this Krishna is a prince. Look how he is dressed. He is wearing royal robes. Our Krishna wears just a simple yellow silk chadar and silk dhoti. But he is decked up with gorgeous royal dress. Our Krishna wears a peacock feather on his head. But look at this Krishna, what is this crown on his head? Our Krishna wears just simple flower garlands. And this Krishna is wearing this valuable, gorgeous jewel necklaces. The mala made of precious jewels, Kantahar. Our Krishna carries a flute in his hand. But look at him. He is carrying a bow and arrow in his hand. This is not our Krishna. This is not Nandalala. Nahi nahi, ye to Nanda. So the residents of Vrindavan, the associates of Srimati Radharani, could understand the mood of Srimati Radharani. So they decided, okay, let's take Krishna. Radharani is not going to be satisfied seeing Krishna here. They also consider here there is so many soldiers and people, and they are carrying their weapons, and the weapons are clashing, making noise, and on top of that, the elephants are trumpeting, horses are whining. There is so much noise. I'm not used to seeing Krishna. Where is that serene, beautiful atmosphere in Vrindavan, where I could get Krishna only to myself? So Radharani wanted Krishna to have only for herself. Therefore, the residents of Radharani's followers got hold of Krishna's chariot. Not only the chariot, Krishna was already up on the chariot, and the horses were already ready to move. Along with the horses, they started to pull the chariot towards. So that is the mood of the followers of Srimati Radharani. That is the mood of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Which branch of Vaishnavism we belong to? Gaudiya Vaishnava. What is the identity of a Gaudiya Vaishnava? Do you know? Yes, Gaudiya Vaishnavas are the devotees of Radha. There are different types of Vaishnavas. There are followers of Vishnu Vaishnavas. There are Krishnas, those who are followers of Krishna. And those who are the followers of Srimati Radharani, they are known as. That's why this Rath Yatra festival is special to us. Krishna is crying due to his separation from the residents of Radha. Krishna is crying due to his separation from Radha. Radharani is also crying. So our mood is why they should cry. We should cry. They should be happy. So unite Krishna with Srimati Radha. And when we see them so happy, then we cry in ecstasy. Anandashu, the tears of ecstasy, tears of joy. That is how we derive our joy. Uniting Krishna with Radharani. Uniting Radharani with Krishna. So that is the chariot festival, Jagannatha's Rath Yatra festival. Okay, thank you all very much. Any question? Does anybody have any question? Is that story mentioned when it came from Bhakti Siddhanta Shastra. Yeah. Must be from some Shastra. Must be. But I haven't come across.
That time Sotamaran Sotamaran, she was not in Vrindavan. Where
She was in Dwarka. So is
Krishna in the feelings of separation is Jagannatha. And we say that Nikala Bhava is the highest. So then Jagannath's position is higher or Krishna's position is higher?
For us, Jagannath is very special because Jagannath is wanting to go to his devotee. Jagannath is wanting his devotees to come. Generally, devotees want to go to Krishna. But here Krishna wants to come to the devotee. That's why, just like, if you consider which mood is more munificent, more magnetic, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood or Krishna's mood? Chaitanya. Why? Because he wants to give Krishna. Krishna is enjoying Krishna, but Mahaprabhu wants to distribute Krishna. So now, Jagannath is something between Krishna and Chaitanya. That's why Mahaprabhu took shelter of Jagannatha. In Jagannatha. He went there. Resided in Jagannatha. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here the Supreme Personality of Godhead is anchored to the
very special form of the Lord. Also that the Lord's form reflects his mood. But why then is Jagannath given the name Jagannath, which seems to be like a secondary name, like Bhagwan, Purushottam, rather than like a name which describes his Lila of separation from Krishna, even Vasudeva?
Yeah. He is called Jagannath, but he is also known as Purushottam. Right? Purushottam Kshetra. And he is also known as Nilachala Chandra. He is also, so the Lord of the universe is yearning to become, yearning to be with his devotee. So that's why that is the emphasis as Lord of the universe. He is the Lord of the universe, but look what he is doing. He is yearning to become united with his devotees. But he has other names also, Bhakta-Vatsal, all those names are also there in Jai. But general address is Jai. But our understanding is Jai Gaur, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. There are some questions from the internet. Dandavat Pranam Guru Maharaj. This is from Apurupa Radhika Devi Dasi from Bangalore. My question is from yesterday's class, that is, although King Indragupta did not eat and sleep, how he could dream of Lord Jagannatha. Yeah. So, you see, even in awakeful state, there is something called Tandra. It's when the mind stops to function. It's not sleep, but you are in that state, he heard the voice. Lord Lila. Surit Krishna Das from Sydney. Question from my wife Manasi. I wanted to ask Guru Maharaj, since the Sydney seminar about Madhumangal, you were Sandipani Muni's son, but did he travel to Vrindavan to become part of Krishna's Vrindavan fast? Yes. Surit Krishna and Manasi. Madhumangal actually is the son of Sandipani Muni, and his grandmother is Purnamasi, Sandipani Muni's mother. So before Krishna was to appear in Vrindavan, Purnamasi left Avantika. She left Ujjain and went to Vrindavan with Madhumangal and Nandimukhi. Sandipani Muni also had a daughter. The daughter's name was Nandimukhi and son's name is Madhumangal. So with these two children, she went to Vrindavan. Sometimes the children become too fond of grandmother and they want to go with grandmother wherever she is. And the grandmother also said, okay, come. And this Madhumangal became a friend of Krishna and Nandimukhi became a friend of Srimati Radha. Next question is from Trimanga Mohan Das. Maharaj, can you tell us about your first visit to Puri? My first visit to Puri was with my friends. We all drove from Calcutta. 4 or 5 of us in a car called Standard Herald, and we drove to Jagannath Puri. So we went to Jagannath Puri temple to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. But the purpose of visiting Jagannath Puri was not to have the darshan, but to have fun on the beachfront. So we were staying there, in a hotel. And most of the time we were on the beach. So you can see what kind of maya I used to be. So that was my first visit to Jagannath. I used to love the Jagannatha Prasad. Especially, I remember two things we were very fond of. One is that cheesecake. They have a name there called Kheer Pura or something. Chana Pura. And Chana Jalebi. Jalebi from Chana. That is very special. Yeah. Of course, Jive Gaja is there. I think that was my first visit of Sri Goa. Anyway, I mean, since then, many times we went to Jagannath Puri. Thank you. Oh, more questions. This is from Rishikesh Das from North Carolina. Rishikesh, it's midnight for you. Huh? Rishikesh's question is, Dandavat Pranam Guru Maharaj, did gopis along with Radharani actually took Krishna back to Vrindavan from Kurukshetra? Yeah. One consideration that I heard is that I heard from one of Prabhupada's godbrothers, Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He actually mentioned that the residents of Vrindavan, when they came to Kurukshetra, they were staying in the outskirts of the city, like in the forest, because the cowherd people, they were away from the city. And there they were staying, so when they took Krishna, they actually took to that place, which has been described as Nava Vrindavan, New Vrindavan, because wherever the residents of Vrindavan are, that is Vrindavan. And wherever Krishna is, that is Vrindavan. So they took Krishna to that place and they stayed there for 9 days. So the point here is, and he actually justified that by saying, that on the news reached Dwarka that Krishna has been kidnapped. The prince has been, as it is, kidnapping is a big offense. And kidnapping the prince is a terrible offense. So, Rukmini Devi, Mahadevi, she became very upset. How dare this Brajavasis dare to kidnap the prince? So they need to be chastised. So she took the army, the police, and came to that Nava Vrindavan, that place. And she arrested everyone for this offense of stealing the prince. She arrested, but she also gave them to present their defense. So that proceeding went on the third day after Rath Yatra, 3 days after Rath Yatra, which is known as Hera Panchami. On the day of the Hera Panchami, there was a court proceeding. And the lawyer from the Brajabasi's side was Lalita Devi. And the lawyer from what is called the public prosecutor, right? Who, yeah, okay, lawyer from the king's side, Mahalakshmi's side, was Narad Muni. So they had their proceeding, hearing. And Narad Muni questioned that what is there in Vrindavan. So they say that, look, we did not steal Krishna. We did not kidnap Krishna. Krishna himself wanted to come. And not only he wanted to come, he always wants to be in Vrindavan. He doesn't like to be in Dwarka. And they said, ask Rukmini Devi herself. And Rukmini Devi admitted, yes, Krishna is always absent-minded, as if he is always in Vrindavan. So Lalita Devi said, see, you can't accuse us of kidnapping Krishna. Then they said, Narad Muni brought up a question. Dwarka is the topmost region of Vaikuntha. There, all the opulence, everything that one can ever desire is there in Dwarka. Then why Krishna is not satisfied being in Dwarka? Why Krishna is always hankering to be in Dwarka? Then Lalita Devi answered that, look, Krishna is yearning to be in Vrindavan because Vrindavan is higher than Dwarka. You are saying in Dwarka there is all the opulence. But in Vrindavan, the forest that you see is a forest made of kalpavriksha. The land of Vrindavan is made of touchstone. And the cows of Vrindavan are Surabhi cows. And all the gopis in Vrindavan are Lakshmi. So if they wanted, the residents of Vrindavan, if they wanted, they could have all the opulence. that one can ever imagine. But they are not interested in anything else but Krishna. If they wanted other things, they could have got it. But all they want is Krishna. And in this way, the supremacy of Vrindavan was established. So then, Rukmini Devi saying, I heard about Krishna's dancing with you all. I would like to see it. So then, the Rasa dance was enacted. And Rukmini Devi commented, oh, what did I see? And Radharani told, what did you see? This is nothing compared to the real Dharana. So that is how he pointed out that this place where they had the Rasadhan was not the actual Vrindavan, it was New Vrindavan. Okay, Hare Krishna. One more question. Jayesh Das from Calcutta. Krishna stayed for only 7 days in Vrindavan and went back to Dwarka. Did Krishna come again later to Vrindavan? Yeah. Krishna is always in Vrindavan. That's the one question, one answer to that. And yes, Krishna, after that, whether Krishna came again, well, then the question, the answer will be, every year Krishna goes on the vacation on the Rasadhan. Can you explain Krishna's emotion and form are identical? Krishna's form is spiritual. So Krishna's form is not different from Krishna. Krishna's emotions are not different from Krishna. Therefore the way Krishna feels becomes that he manifests himself in that. Like all these forms of that Krishna assumes are from his inner feeling. Krishna felt, well now earth has fallen down onto the lower region. Earth has to be rescued. So when he feels that mood of rescuing the earth, then he just becomes Balaram. When Krishna feels the need of protecting Prahlad Maharaj, he becomes Vishnu. In this way, Krishna's feelings are identical. Krishna's form identical. This is from Vaishnavi Radhika. Guru Maharaj, I want to request you, if possible, can you please speak something about Lord Jagannatha and Gita Govinda? Affection. Okay, some other thing. Maharaj, I am Gopati Krishna Das. I am a disciple of His Holiness Jagannatha Swami. Can Maharaj explain about the rituals in Puri temple during Rasadhan? Yeah, the ritual is that Krishna is now going from the temple, like the place where Krishna is worshipped with awe and reverence. From that mood of awe and reverence, he is now being taken to Vrindavan. So this awe and reverence is the rituals, giving rise to the rituals. So they have all these rituals. But then again, Krishna doesn't care for those rituals, and nor do the servants of Krishna in Jagannatha. Like sometimes Krishna says, well, I'm not. And Krishna gets stuck. There's no way you can take Krishna. And I have seen, like sometimes Krishna gets stuck in some way, like they're taking Krishna up to a ramp. They put the wooden planks and in the middle of the wooden plank Krishna gets stuck. And they can't move Krishna. It's such a difficult job. They can't move. And we know during Indradumna Maharaj's time, or rather King Prataprudra's time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, Jagannatha would move. And with the elephants, not one, many elephants, they would just try to move Jagannatha. Jagannatha would move. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go at the back of the chariot and just touch his head. Jagannath's chariot just will start moving. So this is how Jagannath is beyond the ritual. So the point is that in the temple they've maintained the formalities of ritual. But Jagannath doesn't care for rituals.
We had a deal in Pata. All the Lord went Lord go to Jagannatha. Why there's no temple?
Temple?
No temple in Avanti for Lord Jagannatha.
Were you here in the class yesterday? Huh? Were you here? So what did I tell you? Do you remember? One Brahmana came and announced that Lila Madhav is there on the bank of the Swamp. The king in Rupata went there. And that is where Jagannatha is. And King Indra stayed there, he didn't come back. Stayed there. Jagannath appeared in Jagannath Puri. So Jagannath appeared, not in our, Jagannath appeared. They all settled down in Jagannath. Their family is still, the line is still there. Yeah, last question. Oh, Radha Rani?
When we serve the duties here, we serve more like serving of things rather than serving a parents. So how we can understand the...
Yeah. Krishna in the temple is worshipped as if he is in Vaikuntha. Although Radha Krishna, but in the Vaikuntha, temple worship takes place according to Vaikuntha, following the rules and regulations. So that mood is Vaikuntha. Thank you, Hare Krishna, glories.